This is Josh White with JW Math Tutoring. In this video, I'm going to share with you something special and hopefully helpful that I've created to help you master Desmos and ACE, the digital SAT math section. Okay, so what is it? It's basically a condensed two-page cheat sheet that has all of the Desmos operations that are covered in my Ultimate Desmos Guide to Digital SAT Math condensed down into something that you can put on one, or if you can't print double-sided, two sheets of paper. Okay, so basically this is meant to be used just kind of like as a quick reference sheet where if you've gone through, once you've gone through the entire Ultimate Desmos Guide and watched all of the videos in it, and you say you're working on practice tests or you're working on practice problems, this is something you can reference. This is to help you remember, maybe the specific thing that you type in when you're doing quadratic function regression, or the specific formula to find the mean of, a frequency table when data is presented that way, or to quickly look at the various methods you can use to find the value of a constant for a system of linear equations that have no solution or one solution, and like the different ways that you type them in, and so on and so forth. So you can see basically page 1, which is essentially the left side here, has all the core skills and the intermediate skills, and it starts to get into some of the advanced skills. And then page 2 has essentially all of the remaining advanced skills that are not on the first page. I've also included, you can see the specific video that each skill in here is, covered in. So, video part 9, video part 10, video part 11, and so forth. And I've also tried to group some of the things together so that even though might have been split up during different video sections, just get the writing, they are all together here. So for example, all of the different methods you can use to find the value of a constant for a system of linear equations that have no solution or infinite solutions, they're all listed here. The ratio method, the SI form method, the equal zero method, the no constants method, and so on. Even though, again, they're across different videos. And also, like, the techniques that you use to find if a quadratic equation has no or one or two real solutions, and, which is the same thing, same technique is finding whether a quadratic and linear function intersect once, finding the value of a constant for that. They both use the same techniques, whether you're going to use the vertex method or going to use the derivative method. So that's why, they're grouped together down there. Now, just a couple things to keep in mind. First, under the specific, each specific operation, if you see numbers, okay, those are the specific steps that you go through. 1, 2, 3, so on. However, when you see an asterisk, underneath specific operation, those indicate like different methods or different ways to do something or to complete that specific skill. So for example, under solve an equation for x over here on the left, notice there's three different things here, right? There is, you can graph y equals left side and y equals right side and look where they intersect. Or you can just type in the full equation and look for the vertical lines. Or you can type in the equation but turn it into a regression statement and replace all the x's with x1s, with the subscript. So those all have the asterisks because they are different approaches. So again, the numbers, when you see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, those are the specific steps for, say, that approach. But if you see the asterisks under thing, that means there is more than one approach for that specific operation, for that specific thing that you're solving. Now, of course, this, because it's condensed down to 2 pages, it's not going to have all the details and all the nuances and all the other, things that you need to know or be aware of, right? Those are found on the main guide. Those are found on the, the 9-page document that, has everything spelled out in detail. But this is just meant to be essentially like, a little quick reference cheat sheet that you can refer to and review, periodically. So just to make sure you don't forget, a specific operation or something that's out there. And like, if you're reviewing, 2 days before the test, the day before the test, the morning of the test, most likely you would be reading over this, not necessarily going through the full, 9-page operations guide. All right, so with all that being said, any questions or comments or anything else, feel free to leave them below, of course. And obviously, if you're seeing this video, but for some reason haven't done so already, go through the entire Ultimate Desmos Guide to Digital SAT Math. It is over 7 hours. It It includes 73 practice problems, covering all the topics that you see listed here on the screen to help you ace the digital SAT math section.